Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect scattered abroad. This lesson will be entitled Rage. The definition of rage is violent, uncontrollable anger. And we know that in the times that we're living in, our people are, violent. They love killing each other in gangs and all types of other sorts of riots. And, they take it out on just anything they see. And that's not using wisdom. That's using anger, and we know that our people aren't going to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai because they're stubborn. They want to keep doing the things of this world. So, and here shortly, that's going to come to an end. So, my first scripture will be Psalms 37:1, Psalm 37:8. So this is Psalms 37:8, and it reads, "Cease from anger and forsake wrath, fret not thyself in any wise to do evil." So, right there that's going into, when you cease from something, you're stopping, to sink or relax. So the scriptures say, pray without ceasing. So, without, relaxing or relieving yourself from praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And right here, this is going into how we need to, let go of that anger. Relax from that anger and, use proper wisdom. And it reads on, and forsake wrath. So, when you forsake something, you leave it or lose it, so forsake wrath, put that somewhere to where, it can't be found. Put that in your little spiritual box of things that you don't need. And it's true. And it reads on, fret not thyself in any way to do evil. So the definition of fret is to be hot or furious. So don't be furious to do evil. But use proper wisdom, be wise in it. When you're acting out of instinct and you just reacting out of anger, then that's going to get you in a bad place, whether it's jail or put 6 feet under the ground. And that's our people. They think about doing, the things of the world. They act out of instinct and they don't think about what they do. That's a sign of wisdom. That's an example of wisdom, which our people don't have. So that was Psalms 37:8. So with that, I'm going to move on to Colossians 3:8. This is Colossians 3:8, and it reads, "But now ye also put off all these, anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth." So, all these things the Lord wants us to forsake. He wants us to leave. He wants us to leave behind. And we know anger is when you're upset with something or someone, upset about something, or someone. The definition of, malice is wickedness that is not ashamed to break laws. So, our brothers and sisters in this world, they're not they're malice. They're not ashamed to break the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. An example of that is these wicked people that fall out of the truth. They go right back into the world because they're not ashamed. They're not afraid of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They don't have a fear of him to do the will of him, and they don't have a fear of serving. So if they had that fear, then they would know not to go back into the world. They would know not to break his laws, statutes, and commandments, because we know what the Lord is capable of. And we know that the Lord is not a respecter of man. So, whether you're young, whether you're old, he doesn't care. He'll destroy you in an instant. And he can't use that excuse, oh, but I did this, I did this, for you while, before I went back into the world. I was, working miracles. I was doing all this. I was doing that, prophesying, edifying the flock. But, that what good is that going to get you? That's like Judas. He was performing miracles with Yahushua. He was a part of the 12 disciples. But guess what he did? He betrayed Yahushua. And that's the spirit that these 2/3 are going to have. Or these fallouts that went back into the world are going to have. They're going to try to get that excuse, when they're judged, that, I was there, I was doing the work, but it all depends on how you finish. The scriptures say, no man shall have two masters. So you can't serve, the world and Yahushua at the same time. Hold on, Slakia. Slakia. So like I was saying, no man can serve two masters. You can't serve the Lord, and mammon, which is money. If you go back into the world, then you in the world. There's no coming back. Because it's only this one chance that you get to make it right. And if you don't get it, then, hey, it's over. You only get one try. Everyone still has an opportunity to make things right with the Lord. Whether they take it or not. So with that, let me finish breaking down Colossians 3:8. Blasphemy, in the definition, blasphemy is slander, detraction, or reproach. So when you approach something, you reject it. So when these people are blaspheming the many Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're rejecting them. They're refusing, what they're saying. So they're not going to turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we know. Of course they're not. When you're disrespecting, the men of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're touching the apple of his eye. When you're calling the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai rapists and pedophiles and no money hobos and homeless, you're saying that to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he's speaking through the men of GMS. He's speaking this truth through them. So you're saying all that stuff to him, the one and true power that created you, the universe, everything you see. He's the power that can destroy water. He's the power that can take the soul out of your body. He's the power that can destroy air, oxygen. He can destroy any and everything you see right now. He can destroy the energy in a light bulb. He can destroy, well, not the energy in a light bulb, the energy in the sun. Why did I say the light bulb? He can destroy anything. But only man can take, your body. He's the one that, can shoot you, and then that be that. You know, this man can't, you know, touch your soul. You know, he can't put it in a box and keep it away forever. He doesn't have that power. Only the Lord does. So with that, I'm going to move on to Proverbs 15 and 1. So this is Proverbs 15 and 1. And it reads, "A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger." So, you know, when you're speaking, you know, soft words, you know, you're answering them politely with respect, you know. But Jake, you know, they're gonna be loud about it. Everywhere you go, it's always Jake with his pants sagging. You know, Jake, you know, being loud, especially, you know, these women, these wicked Eves, in this world. Always in the same bed with another man every single night. You know, getting pregnant and not knowing who the father was. You know, the men being put on child support for kids that aren't even, you know, theirs. It's a lot of judgment going around, you know. And that's why I thank the Lord for allowing me and my family to be called out of the world. And we pray that we are part of the number that will be chosen. But grievous words stir up anger. So when you're in an argument with someone, or not even that, if you just talking politely with someone, and then, you know, out of nowhere you just start, you know, getting on them about the way they look, the way they dress, you know, the way their face looks, then that's gonna tick them off. You know, that's gonna stir up that wrath, that anger. And then y'all gonna end up getting into it. You know, anything can break out, a fight, a shooting, stabbing, you never know. That's why you always be aware of your surroundings. You know, you don't always go for the first thing that you think. Don't act out of instinct. You know, be wise, use that wisdom, and, you know, come at them with respect. You know, don't, if you gotta say something, and say it out of respect. You know, you don't just be like, "Well, your breath stink, your breath smell like this, you look like that." You know, be like, you know, "Man, you need help with hygiene or something like that, and I can help you with that." You know, but be polite about it. Use those soft words. You don't always have to come from a negative place. And if it seems like that, then, you know, y'all have a talk. It don't always have to be, you know, the other option. And we know what the other option is. It could be death, even something even worse. I don't know what's worse than death in this world, but Yahweh Yahshua does. So with that, we're gonna move on to Ephesians 4:31. So this is Ephesians 4:31, and it reads, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice." And I'm going to read on to 32. "And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh Hamashiach's sake hath forgiven you." So, you know, turn away these words, you know, these words that stirred up, you know, anger and strife and arguments that start, you know, all these things. You know, turn away from that. You know, don't let that hinder you from, you know, having a good relationship with one person because you acting out of instinct. Don't let that be the cause of that. Because I'm telling you right now, I've seen a lot of people that were friends, and then, you know, their friendship just goes to dust because of one slip up. One slip up. So always use wisdom in your conversations. And be kind to one another. So, yeah, like I said, if you have something to say, say it politely. It doesn't always have to be coming from a negative place, or, just jumping right into it. Be polite. Because when you just jump into it, like I said, that's going, like the scriptures say, it's going to start something up. And it's not going to end well. So, it reads on, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh, for Hamashiach's sake, hath forgiven you. So the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai forgave us, for, going against his law, statutes, and commandments. That's why he sent his only begotten Son down, because, the Lord is about to be done with us. But, he sent his only begotten Son because he didn't want to have to destroy us. He loves us too much to destroy us, even when we are wicked. So with that, I will move on to Proverbs 15 and 18. So this is Proverbs 15 and 18, and it reads, a wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. So this is a precept to Proverbs 15 and 1. So, when it says a wrathful man stirreth up strife, when you got anger all the time, when you're angry all the time, you're gonna put that energy towards someone else, and then they're gonna be like, what's up with you? Why you always upset? And then you're gonna be like, hey man, mind your own business, and all this other stuff, and then it's gonna stir up some strife. You're gonna end up it's gonna end up being an argument, and then gonna be in a fight. That's how it's gonna end up. That's how it always ends up. That's how it always ends up with Jay. But he that saw the anger appeases strife. So when you appease something, you're being at peace. You're being quiet. So you don't have to worry about that the argument and the fight, because it's gonna be over, because you use wise words and you were polite about what you were saying. So with that, I'll move on to my end of scripture, which is Proverbs 14 and 29. This is Proverbs 14 and 29, and it reads, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. So, the person that is slow to wrath, has great understanding, because he uses that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He uses what he's learned, to end it the right way. Just walk away. You don't have to deal with it publicly. You don't have to deal with it with throwing punches and swinging and other unnecessary things that could have went totally different. You just decided to fight. You decided to go at it. Scripture say be slow to wrath. So Our people aren't gonna follow the truth, aren't gonna follow the law, statutes, and commandments, like I said in the beginning of my lesson. So, this is gonna be the reason why they're destroyed, because they're hard headed. They want to get this truth, and they're gonna reject Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priesthood unto me, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also reject thee. I also reject thee. I also forget thy children. So, right there, that's going into how if you gonna keep rejecting me, then I'm gonna reject you and your children, and you ain't gonna be no priest unto me. So that means you're gonna be destroyed along with these other 2/3. So, I'm gonna finish this last part, and then I'm gonna close out. It reads on and it says, "But he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly." So, the definition of exalt is to rise up. So when you rise something up, you're bringing it up, you're leveling up. So you're getting up to these levels of unnecessary argument. And then when you get up to that last level, it's you probably in jail, you probably dead, and the other dude probably dead too, or hurt. So always deal with things in a wise manner. It doesn't always have to be about throwing punches and trying to get revenge on somebody. Be slow to wrath. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakudash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom.